Hey, Coach, I'm glad you found us on YouTube. I hope you enjoy the basketball drill that's coming up. If you are here, you're probably a basketball coach. I want you to go check us out over at teachhoops.com, up here or down there. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. If you just decide to join, lots and lots and lots and lots of great resources. So go check it out, and I hope you enjoy the drill. Thanks.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Coach Unplugged. Basketball Coach Unplugged is brought to you by the people over at Health IQ. It's an insurance company that sells term life insurance, which I'm a big fan of, and it helps people that are health conscious, like runners, bikers, cyclists, things like that. Get lower rates on their health insurance. And it's one of the reasons I allowed them to become a sponsor of Coach Unplugged. You can go over, I will put it in the show notes. If you go over to healthiq.com/BCU, Basketball Coach Unplugged, and see if you qualify. No matter who you are, you should go get term life insurance. There's probably someone in your life you definitely want to take care of. And these are exclusive discounts for just members of Health IQ. And I've said this before, if you're a good driver, you tend to get better rates. If you're a health conscious person, if you eat well, if you exercise, if you do those things and you qualify through Health IQ, they'll save you a lot in term life insurance. So you should go check it out. Again, www.healthiq.com/BCU. It would really help our show out if you're thinking of getting some term life insurance and you're a health conscious person. Go over and check it out. I think it'd be a great deal for you. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. That's the backer of this. That's kind of my baby. It is getting near the end of January right now, and prices will be going up. So if you're listening to this and you're on the fence and you're waiting, the end of February, probably even before that, soon. I'm telling you, soon prices are going to be going up, almost by 50%. So if you're thinking of joining, go over and check it out. 14-day free trial. Come join our community. And the last thing before we get going tonight is go over and subscribe and leave a review. We really love the reviews. It has helped us get to the point where we can do these weekly. If you go back and look in our thing, I just didn't have the time. But now that I'm able to get sponsors, I'm able to get things to kind of support us. I can do this more on a regular basis. If I get enough sponsors, enough reviews from all of you, that maybe I could even do this more than once a week. So it doesn't take much for you to go over, leave a review on iTunes. That would be awesome. We would really, really appreciate that. So today, what I'm going to talk about, a little story that I'm gonna go through today. It's like, so no matter where you're coaching, doesn't matter what country you're listening to this in, whether you're coaching your son or daughter, whether you're coaching a youth program, whether you're coaching a high school team, a collegiate team, a club team, everywhere. People listen to this all over the world. To be honest with you, it takes time to build a team and a program. My career started out as a player, excuse me. And, I played in high school, I played collegiately, and I love this game of basketball. Like I've said 1,000 times, this has given me so many things. And part of the reason, like I said, I started Teach Hoops is I wanted to give something back. I wanted to help other coaches that were in this kind of the same boat as me. But so I decided I wanted to help kids. I wanted to become a teacher and I wanted to become a coach. I think they're synonymous. I think they're similar in what they're able to do. I wish they got paid better. I do wish that. But I think, part of life is making a difference in people's lives. And hopefully I'm able to do that in a lot of different aspects, hopefully with this podcast and Teach Hoops and my classroom and the boys that I've coached. And I think I'm going to have a couple of them get drafted in the NFL draft in the next, couple months. Therese Fountain and Jester Wee, I think will both get drafted. So it'll be nice to add to our professional athletes. Won't be necessarily NBA guys, but so going back to what I was talking about, so I decided to become a coach. Got my first job in northern Wisconsin. For those of you that don't know where that is, it's like in Canada. And was able to learn from a lot of different great coaches. Okay. And I think that as a student of the game, if you look behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube rather than listening to it on my podcast, because I think this one I'm going to put on both platforms, you can see there's lots of books. We're always life learners. I was able to learn from different coaches. I was able to learn from my coaches that I had growing up, one being my dad, one being John Boyle, so on and so forth. I was able to learn things from that, take the things I liked, get rid of the things I didn't like. And then I was able to be under 4 head coaches before I became a head coach myself. And again, I'm not a duplicate of any of them. I'm a piece of all of them. And I think, in talking about the books behind, I think books, I think watching videos, I think talking to other coaches, I think all of those things are so important to broadening it. I'm 50 plus and I'm still learning. I'm still learning this game. I'm still taking tidbits from everyone. And again, that's why I started Teach Hoops, to try to put it all in one spot. But anyway, I digress. So I coached in northern Wisconsin. I moved back to where I am now in Madison, Wisconsin. I was again an assistant for a while, and then I took over a program that, if I can describe to you, was horrible. It's the only way to describe it. And I knew it was, but it was a job. It was a head job. I thought I could turn it around. I thought I could be successful with it. I might have been a little bit young and a little bit naive thinking that. But we were able to do it. Obviously, we've won a lot. And some of you have seen my resume and Teach Hoops. But so, yeah, I was the only applicant for the job. That's how bad the program. They had 5 or 6 winning seasons in like 40 years since the high school had been opened. So people were not clamoring to take this job by any stretch of the imagination. So obviously I got it. I got married in July. I got the job in October and I started in November. So to say that was a bit of a whirlwind would be a huge understatement. Took over a program that had started a youth program. One of the assistant coaches had started that, but had a lot of building to do. We had a lot of changing of culture to do. So that's one of the things I tell all the coaches that are listening now is, again, let's say you're running an AAU team, just a team, you have to think of that as a little microcosm of a program. How can I change the culture? How can I expect the kids to work hard? How can I expect them to be there on time? Blah, blah, blah. And my only losing season as a head coach was that first season. We were 7-14. And I remember sitting in that locker room after we had lost in the sectional or regional semis or whatever it was, talking to one of my coaches saying, I can't do this. I can't. I can't go through this season after season. And on the bus ride home from that game, I think it was a couple hours away, we kind of mapped out what we wanted to do. So what my advice to you would be, get out a piece of paper, say, here's what I want to do. And the reason I decided to do this as a podcast this week was I've been talking, we have 3 or 4 new coaches in the Big 8 in our conference. And I'm welcoming them to the conference and, telling them that, it took me 7 years to go from the worst team, one of the worst teams in the state, to the state champions, the best team in the state. So it took 7 years to kind of build it. And it was slow. It was, 7 and 14, 12 and 10, 13 and 9. Every year we got a little bit better. And it's a saying that you've all heard, but Rome was not built in a day. A team is not built in a day. A program is not built in a day. But like anything, if I go into my class tomorrow and I don't have a lesson plan and I'm not ready, I'm not able to teach them. If I don't have a plan, to how I'm going to turn the program, how I'm going to turn it the second half of the season, how I'm going to make us better moving forward, then there's no reason to do this thing. And I talk to my coaches and teach hoops all the time, and we communicate. It's like, you got to have a plan. And yes, it's January right now. It's the end of January right now. It's like the January 21st, 22nd, something like that. And we, it's hard. It's hard to fix a car when you're driving it. I do realize that. So what I'm telling some of your coaches is maybe it's a micro fix right now. Maybe it's an expectation of practice. Maybe it's a pregame prep. Some of those things that we'll maybe talk about a little bit later. It can be a micro. So, I can clean the rear view mirror, but I can't really change the tire when the car is moving. So you have to think about what can I change now as a micro, and then come spring when your season's over, or depending on when your season's over, depending on when you're listening to this, then I can make bigger changes. And that's where, again, I am available in teachhoops.com. Our coaches, our community, our hundreds of coaches are there to kind of help you, because we bounce stuff off, in our platform and on our private Facebook group. We do that all the time, kind of communicating back and forth. And people are emailing me every day in our community saying, hey, how do you do this? How do I do that? Blah, blah, blah. And it, what does that take? It doesn't take me very long. And then if that's not enough, if that's the first step that's not enough, then what we'll do is we'll get together and we'll do one of these calls, or we'll do a one-on-one, and I will help them. That's the point. The reason I started it, I wanted to help coaches all over the world become better basketball coaches, give them some of the secret sauce that I have found, from being a youth coach, coaching my son, to being an AAU coach or a summer coach, again with my son, to being a very successful, probably over the last 20 years, one of the winningest coaches in the state of Wisconsin. We could argue that, I guess, but winning a lot of basketball games, and motivating young men, and not young women, because I haven't coached women in 15 years, I think. But anyway, so that's kind of the journey, and you can all do it, but come with a plan. And, if it's something that maybe moving forward, maybe, if people reach out, maybe we want to, as I know in my community, we've done that, and maybe we somehow want to talk about how to map that plan out, how to go from point A to point B to point C to point D. The secret sauce is easier than you think it is. So before I go on, I'm going to talk about some special plays and kind of some quick hitters and things that we basketball X's and O's things. Before I do that, I again want you to go over and check out Health IQ. I will put it in the notes. Doesn't matter where you're listening to this or how you're listening to it. Go over and check it out. Almost, I think it's like 56% of Health IQ customers save anywhere between 4 and 33% on their term life insurance. I mean, it flabbergasts me, first of all, that people don't have term life insurance. You have car insurance, you have mortgage insurance, you have all this kind of stuff. Why wouldn't you have insurance to take care of the people that you love if something happens to you? You're not here. I realize that. But term life insurance is a great product. And especially for all of you coaches that are listening to this, I know you're all health conscious and you're all, eating well, maybe not quite as well as you should during the season, but go over and check it out. It's healthiq.com/BCU. Get a free quote, see if you qualify. You sleep a little bit better at night knowing that your loved ones and your families are taken care of. I can't imagine a better thing personally. All right, so let's talk about special plays and naming them. So there's a couple things. So I think naming plays is a unique thing. We do them by colors. We do them by colors because in big games it tends to be very loud in our gym. We have don't have a huge gym of 5,000 or something. So it can get pretty loud in a big game. Um, so, so I like using unique names to name special plays, like box out or pass it to the wing or something like that. I have not, I'm a disclaimer, I have not done this, but I think it's a great thing because no one really can come up with it. If you're holding up 2, everyone knows it. Now, if you don't care about that, that's fine. But something that people don't know is a unique twist in naming your plays. Not your specific offense, but your specific plays. Things like be patient, 2 passes, let's get a post look, run it again. Those kind of things are a unique way to run special plays. Now, I am a big guy on doing situations and plays and things like that, especially the second round or when you are seeing an opponent for a second time. I think it's a good way of throwing a curveball rather than a slider. I think it gives them a different look. It allows them to, and it's easy to sell to your boys and girls, your players that, here's what we're going to do and here's how we're going to do it. But you have to spend time on these. So out of bounds plays, specials, side out of bounds plays, all that stuff, you have to spend time and you have to be able to tweak them and you have to be able to execute them if you want to be able to score. Because just running through them once in a practice is not going to work. You have to be able to do it multiple times during, maybe you're only practicing twice a week, maybe you're practicing every day. You have to niche out, okay, we're going to spend 3 minutes on this special, and then we're going to do it every day so the kids can remember it. Doing it once will not be a successful way to run a special play and to be able to score. So if there's anything that you want to hear from me, as far as this podcast goes, as far as the YouTube channel, what I would ask is down below, 2 things you subscribe and you like. I would love that. Leave a review, please leave a review. We love those. But if there's anything you want down in the notes, leave a comment. Say, hey, coach, I'd love you to go over getting ready for tournament play. I would love you to talk about free throw shooting, what specific drills we could do with that. I would love you to talk about how we deal with double teams. So if there's anything that you want to hear, I will try to get to it. Again, I can't promise it's going to be like that. I, again, have to take care of the people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better, because I am on their beck and call, basically. So if they have any questions, it is a coaching community. It's a place that you want to be. It's a 14-day free trial. And like I said in the intro, prices are going to be increasing. I'm going to hire some other coaches to help with some background stuff. There's only 168 hours or whatever it is in a week, and I only have so much time. I love doing these podcasts. I love doing all this stuff, but I only, I have to sleep and eat. I guess I could eat and do this. But so I'm trying to get to the point where I'm making enough money so that I can hire people to help expand it, to be honest with you. So go over and check it out, www.teachhoops.com, for coaches who want to get better. And down below, make sure you check out Health IQ/BCU. Go get a free quote, see if you qualify. That takes nothing to do that, helps us. If you go do that, that's a way. If you don't want to join Teach Hoops and you want to help out our podcast, our YouTube channel and stuff, just go see if you qualify. Don't even have to buy it. See if they're here. They're not gonna span you off. They're gonna stay and help you through the process. So go over and check it out, and we'll talk next week.